Okay, go.
I'd like to introduce everyone to Audrey Yates. We met Audrey when she came to one of our breakfast meetings and really impressed us about her knowledge about the internet, social marketing, digital marketing, and web development. And the name of her company is FaceTime. And that is a perfect name for what she does. And right now, Audrey is going to introduce us and tell us more about FaceTime. Please hold your questions to later.
Thank you, Joe. Well, I'm really happy to be here, and I'm glad that we have an audience, considering how snowy it is outside. We've got this surprise first snowfall, but here we are enjoying breakfast at Sunrise Grill. And so I just want to introduce myself quickly. My name is Audrey Yates. The name of my company is FaceTime, and what I am is a digital marketing and social media consultant, and I put a face to your business. So basically, with my business, I do four things. I first and foremost am a consultant, a digital marketing consultant, who develops websites, which is the starting point for your social media campaign. And then I develop a social media presence so that you can let your community know what your content is all about, what your products or services are all about. And then if you do need to do web conferencing and training, I also provide that as a service. But at the moment, my focus has been on websites and social media. So, but before we even get into the technical details of a website or social media, you really need to have a consultant. And my experience as a digital marketing consultant goes back to being a regular marketing consultant before there was digital marketing. And I got a degree from a university, so I feel I have been validated as a marketing consultant, because then I took that knowledge and I worked in the advertising industry in Toronto with large advertising agencies, and I worked with large beer manufacturers in marketing beer. So I have an appreciation for all of the P's in marketing, whether it's pricing, promotion, product, distribution, the importance of understanding the business world. So what I'd like to do is to meet with you as a consultant to understand what your objectives are and how we're going to achieve them, what the end goal is. I always need to know what the end goal is, where the goalposts are, and what we're aiming for, and what the outcomes are. I like to establish objectives, and then I go about creating a website that actually reflects your brand's personality and is designed so that we're driving on your objectives. And that often entails creating a brand logo, a copy line for your business, so when people look at your website, they instantly get it within the first second, the first 3 seconds, and then creating content that's very written in a very lay-esque person, so it's very easy to read, and it's simple. The website's simple, but most importantly, the websites that I'm working with are mobile friendly. They work on any smartphone, they work on any tablet, and of course they render to the desktop. So if you have an Apple, they'll work on an Apple, and Android, they work on Android or Blackberries. And they're easy to read then, and you don't have to necessarily go out and get a mobile app. So these are the websites that I'm working with, and it's a content management system. So once the website is designed, then what I like to do is give you user access so that you can go in and change the content. You may change your store hours, you may change your policies, you might want to change the products that you're offering up for sale. So I do that with you, and I train you on how to use that system so that if I move on to other projects, I'm there only on an ad needs basis. I'm not there having to cost out on my time to get for upgrades, not upgrades, but for edits to your website. So once the website's developed, then I create social media so that we can share your information and build lasting relationships. Because there's no sense just building the baseball field, the diamond in the baseball field, and thinking people are going to come unless you have social media. Because you can have a website that's sitting out there, but nobody's going to see you unless you do social media. And so what I do is I integrate social media. First of all, create social media accounts and a presence so that the look and feel of what you're doing in your social media is identical to your website. So people go, hey, yes, that's FaceTime. I saw them over here on the left side, and they're there on the right side, but the imagery and the copy are all consistent. And then I start to work with you to come up with a communication strategy where we share either your products or your ideas, and we put them out in social media. Preferably Facebook if it's more of an impulse buy as opposed to a complex buy. If it's a complex buy, we may be looking at doing more blogging information where there's more technical information required to sell the product or service. And if it's an event, of course we have to get into Twitter. So it depends on, once again, you have to come back to what the objectives of your product or service are, what you're trying to achieve, attendance or sales or just awareness about your product or service. So basically, that pretty much sums up what I do. I also like to work with Google. I've been doing some Google ad display campaigns, and that's a phenomenal device these days because you can market your products around the world using global ad display on a country-by-country basis in terms of languages and demographics. So I really see that as an opportunity for companies to market their products globally, where you go into a country, you advertise whatever product or service, and they link back to your website, and then they can order from you. So that's pretty much it. I see myself as a digital marketing and social media consultant, and that's it. I don't know if you have any questions. Thank you.
And actually, I learned a lot more about you as well.
Oh, you
I
did?
didn't realize that it was so
Broad?
complex.
Yes.
Coming together, you brought it all together.
Oh,
So
good.
that gives a better understanding. It makes me realize that now I have a coach in one area, and I have somebody else here, but now I need another one. Because you have aspects of the social media that I haven't heard before, which the way you put it together. So that was an eye-opener. So
Oh,
thank you very
good.
much.
Much appreciated. Okay, thank you for the
Thank you.
opportunity.
Yeah.